taking. I was in a closet, a dorm closet, recording. Um, in the closet specifically for recording. No puns. All right, but I was in there and I recorded with a few people there, and you know the songs, the verses are dope on the songs. The songs are what they are, or whatever. And then you start realizing like, okay, they not serious, but I had fun. I'm about to keep doing this.
Yeah.
So when I dropped out, when I moved back to Louisiana, when I went back to I went back to Baton Rouge. That's where my mom was staying. So I went and live with moms, and then got my own spot. Stayed out there for a year. Then I came to Texas, and I've been in Texas since. So like basically, I was like 2 years in like starting to take music somewhat serious, or what I thought was serious at the time, like investing money into it. You know what I'm saying? Going to the studio, recording the tracks, and I did like 2 tapes out there. Was part of a group. Started doing another tape. We basically finished up that tape in 2012. Excuse me. And I was already out here, and they was kind of like playing. I was doing all the work. I was the one that got the beats for the producer. I did all of that, and then they was just like chilling on the tape. You know what I'm saying? They was out there in Louisiana, and we had I still got the whole tape, the whole collab tape. But I was like, fuck it. So I just started working on my solo stuff, and then just then I got a different notch of serious in like 2012, 2013, and now in 2020 I'm a level up from what I was doing for the past however many years.
That's what's up.
So it's just moving from just like, hey, I like music, to record music, from recording music to being like, I'm about to actually try to like get fans and some blah 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 blah. And then now it's like, this is a business, and I'm starting to put business behind the music, and that's what's exciting now, because I feel like I know enough to be able to actually like start returning income from the massive amount that I spent out of pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
With no
yeah.
investors and stuff like that. I wasn't ever trying to look for a label or nothing like that. I was having fun with it, not realizing how much I was spending. And now it's like, all right, cool. Keep track of that. We gotta try to make that back.
What prompted you to get more business savvy about it, or treat it more like a business?
Well, I didn't realize I was jaded with music until I got excited about it again. But once I started, like when I took this last year or two on like purposely trying to get my head straight, once I felt like I was more comfortable, more excited, and so on and so forth about life, then I was able to like relook at passions. You know what I'm saying? And then I realized, no, I still want to do this. I do still want to do this.
What do you think had you jaded about music, though?
Well, like I said, I started recording it like, let's just round it off and say 2010, when I'm 20
Okay.
years old. You know what I'm saying? I just turned 30 in 2020. So if I'm starting to record then, and I'm releasing music then, and then I go over here, get this tape done, thousands of streams on that piff, that's cool, blah, 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 blah. The reason it got thousands of streams outside of me marketing was because a homie of mine had a mailing list, and basically I was able to kind of like curate a small crowd out of that. Cool. So I'm doing that amongst doing other stuff. But, once life start hitting you, and then that homie moves away, and he keeps some of my music, and now I'm working over here with this person, and you start getting, basically once you start dealing with certain people that's not taking the shit as serious, and then I wasn't setting short-term goals, so I didn't have something that excited me for the next step. So what I was basically, I didn't really have any goals with music. So basically it was just like I was excited doing it. And once you lose that excitement, if you don't have any goals as far as just like anything, if you're in college and you're not saying, okay, cool, once I graduate this class, I'm going to pat myself on the back, and you're just looking at the 4 years from now, had a homegirl that was like, she was looking at the next 2 years of college, and she was like, man, fuck. I was like, yo, just every time you pass a class, or every time a semester passes, then you set a goal. And she started feeling better about that, because now it's like, I know,
Small
small
goals.
steps.
Shout out to DeLorean.
Glory. So that's why I started getting better at stuff like that, as far as just basically congratulating myself, realizing what I want to do in a smaller amount of time, and then start doing that. Then you start saying, okay, cool, I'm capable, I'm building confidence, and now that I know what I want to do, I know what resources I need to try to have, and so on and so forth. So it's just restructuring how you look at relationships and stuff. And I got used to, because I was switching schools so much and stuff.
Yeah.
I got used to not having to care about and not holding on to relationships. And I didn't realize that until later, closer to 30. After 25 and shit. I'm realizing, like, it's not that I don't give a fuck about people. It's just that it's hard for me to realize the value in holding on to, people, and how you speak to them, and so on and so forth. So I wasn't ever like a bad person and shit. It was just like hard for me to just remember to keep up. It was just like, I was always switching school to school, so it was always like, well, fuck it.
I feel you.
I'm in
like
a new
that.
place. I ain't gonna talk to them no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just what it is. So like, if I move to a new city, if I move to a different part of town or some shit like that, I might not. And it's still gonna be love when I see you, but just forgot. I just
Nah, I'm the
Like,
same
I
way.
gotta
My
keep up.
cousin says it. I left a job. My homeboy was like, "You're like you and I was cool. Like I'm reaching out to you." I was like, "Yo, I don't call people back. Like my best friend, I just saw him yesterday. Like I hadn't seen him in like 2 months, so I understand."
yeah. And it's
what
still,
it
and
is.
again, it's still love. You know what I'm saying? People reach out. I pick up the phone.
Mm-hmm.
You did
Yeah.
to answer. I just don't be remembering to
Said I
call.
pick up the phone to answer.
I got 900
Not to
contacts on
call.
my phone. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what's up.
I don't know if that's everybody's current number. It's not like I'm going through
Yeah.
picking up all those people. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So we
Yeah.
gotta have some type of-
Self-preservation, though.
not on purpose. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Not on purpose. I didn't realize I was doing that to people. So I'm trying to get better at that. You know?
You're trying to get better,
Mm-hmm.
and so you're at 20. So where are we at now? Like 20. We're in between 20 and 25 at this point.
Oh,
You
trying
wanna-
to get better.
In the
Yeah.
story we're talking about, because this is what you're saying, 2010.
Mm-hmm.
2010.
That's
It's
when
I
you're 20 years old.
Started
Yeah.
recording. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're recording. When do you start to realize this is picking up steam?
Say 2012. That would be the
2012?
second tape. Yeah, 2012.
And what's your second tape called?
It was brainstorming. Then it was study break was the third one. Oh, rough draft.
Okay.
Rough draft was the second one. It was all like college based.
Yeah,
English,
I see.
Yeah, English based. It was brainstorming, rough draft, study break, study group, and then 5 years later, this tape, which
Yeah.
is completely separate from that, and that's the reason why I didn't even go with the English stuff. I was gonna call it like dissertation. I was like, I'm getting too close to this Kanye shit.
Yeah. That's why I asked you the questions that I asked you before.
Yeah. So that's why I stayed away from it. But I was doing that because I felt like I was like a work in progress. Even then, I was still like, okay, this is brainstorming because I'm just collecting my thoughts. This is my first tape, so I'm just kind of throwing stuff out there. You know what I mean? Just as far as I'm rapping about this, rapping about that. The beats are like this and like that. You know, it's basically because it felt like it was gonna be all over the place, not necessarily a cohesive project. And I was like, cool, I'm gonna just put out this as a collection because I don't know what to do with singles. You know what I mean? Like this is your first thing. So that's why I was brainstorming rough draft, is because I'm starting to get shit together. So that was all on purpose how I was naming it. You know what I mean? And so now I'm on something else.
That's good that you're on something else.
Yeah.
So, sorry about that.
No problem.
Yeah. So after that, after you get, you said, so you're on your second tape. You went to your third tape. What was that called again?
Third tape was called Study Break.
Study Break. And
And that's
things were
2015.
Study Break, no, the study group was 2015. Study Break was, I believe, like 2013 or 2014. I was doing like just about a tape a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you were talking to us before because you said like in 2015 that study group, right?
Yeah.
And then you stop.
Yeah. No.
You don't. Okay, you don't stop. Okay,
Yeah.
well, actually, let's explain. Let's explain what happened then.
Yeah. And my bad, nobody's ever helped like walk through the chronicles of this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm still trying to get the chronological. I didn't even realize. Now I'm getting to look back at it. Like y'all asked me, like, "Hey, what happened these past 5 years?" I was like, "Shit, that was 5 years." So study group happened. Study group. Now that I'm putting a team together right now, I'm realizing the opportunities that I missed when I had momentum built and I didn't either have the business structure or know what to do to capitalize off of it and keep it going.
Okay.
Study group, there was momentum. Even before this, when I first dropped Tubmans like 2 years ago, there was momentum. And I could have, if I had other stuff in place, been like, boom, y'all excited? Cool. I got this for your ass. You know what I mean? So this past few years, outside of figuring that out, outside of figuring myself out, outside of trying to build on relationships, outside of wanting to make sure that I really didn't want to drop something that felt like nobody was going to give a shit. Like as far as on the ground level. Because, like I said, thousands of streams online for this reason and that reason is cool. But I need to have like some personal, face to face, I can see that people are fucking with it type thing. So I wanted to make sure that I kind of was curating something that was timeless. As far as like you mentioned Fab, as far as how they put stuff together that's so current that if it doesn't drop right now, it loses some of its effect. Some of these songs I recorded off the new tape. Some of these songs have been recorded since 2015, 2016.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So as I was recording new music, features, and little Lucy's for me to drop, and little other stuff that I just have tucked away that probably won't ever see the light of day. As I was recording that, I was realizing, okay, this years from now, this will probably still hit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like basically, I was realizing kind of like what was timeless, what could stand on its own too, what could be a part of a cohesive project, what sounds like I would be okay with the future me rapping this, and then it's still, I would still be able to mean it. You know what I'm saying? So as I was figuring that out and growing and so on and so forth, I was saying, this is a mindset that I can still see myself appreciating years from now. So I was doing that the whole time, dropping little Lucy's, traveling and doing shows and stuff like that. This is still just like me, or just me and my creative director. It wasn't a whole lot going on as far as that. But it wasn't even on purpose that it took this long. It's just that basically as I was building the tape out, I was like, this, certain stuff just didn't feel good enough as far as putting it onto the tape. And it was just basically me not being overly critical, but maybe a little bit being a perfectionist, and then mix that with a little bit of procrastination, and then mix that with,
life.
I don't know. Yeah, a little
Just
bit of
life in general.
And life wasn't like crazy to the point where it was like, I don't want to create. It's just that I was creating it, and I just was like being really particular about this should be a piece of a collective. And if I didn't feel like that 100%, then I just wasn't putting nothing towards that, which means, cool, the tape not ready, So like basically as I'm producing, I wasn't producing as fast as I would like to, or as fast as I should have. But as I was producing, I was like, okay, cool, I record this. Nah, man, nah, that ain't gonna be it. Yeah. And then, you start, if music isn't a bill and you don't put money towards it and you don't put time towards it, then it's real easy for like 2 months to go by and you haven't recorded the track. You're not realizing that. And then you starting to put shit together. Somebody else that I was working with wasn't being professional. He let life hit him to the point where I wasn't able to work with him no more. So now I got to go over here and start recording again. So it was just a bunch of that. I was staying away from like trying to do a collab tape again, because I just did a study group where every track was had a feature on it, at least one feature, sometimes 2 of them. So since I came from that, I was like, I need the next thing to say how I feel, what I think, and where I'm at.
Because you were telling us,
took the time.
I think you were telling us, like, even on your latest release, you're saying like there's one track that has collaboration on it, but everything else is just you.
Yeah, yep. Everything else is just me as far as from a rapper standpoint. I have a few singers on there, but they're still there helping me convey my message, not necessarily having their own independent thoughts that they putting on top of my shit. So like the other 15 tracks, 2 of them are interludes. One of the interludes is kind of like a song. One of them is like a skit. And then it's 14 tracks, I guess I should say 13 tracks of just like me rapping about different stuff that I give a shit about.
That's good.
Or that other people might give a shit about. But basically, I'm not allowing other opinions in there. You know what I mean? It's just like me, my mindset.
It's all John Fuggin Dough.
It is.
Well, let's hear something from John Fuggin Dough. Let's play Feel. All about the dope. Let's play Feel real quick and get a feel for that. I thought that was smooth when I said it, but
it was.
I did. That's fabulous.
We thought it was
Fabulous
track.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Feel.
You feel good about yourself?
I did. I mean, I feel like that's how Fabulous do. He's just queuing it up right now.
FABO.
FABOLOUS. A whole generation of kids spelling it wrong.
Oh, that's the video, yeah. See, the mini fro wasn't.
You said the mini.
You was. I mean, you was doing it. You know who you look like. You look like him at the moment.
Oh.
Manny Fresh.
Wow.
Seeing you and Donnie Houston together is like, what are they, brothers? It's like, damn, these niggas look like brothers, bro.
We all brothers, brother.
we're all brothers. Yeah, get it out. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, we're all brothers.
You do have a message in your music, so I'm not shocked.
Yeah,
You do have you gone to counseling?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
No. I'm just saying
How's
you
mental
say
health?
a lot
Yeah.
of counseling and mental health things without coming off, and I don't know how to say this, too mental healthish.
Yeah, or corny.
Like some people really come out like, "Hey man, brother,
Yeah.
with the sage and the,"
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you can calm down a little bit. That's all
Yeah.
right. Check your chakras. But, and I'm not saying for anybody
It's
that
not
it is,
knocking it.
I'm not knocking it.
Just
That
make
is
it
what
fun,
it is.
'cause we can make
But
fun of
there
anything.
There are certain people that are super mental
Yeah.
health, and there are other people like you say certain things, like even when you're talking about the progression and even when you talk about the people in your past or in this journey where we're going chronologically in your timeline, you don't sound angry about them. You're like, hey, man, that person had to go deal with this, so I had to go back and do this and that. And it's not really like a, man,
that nigga fell off. Yeah.
they hauled me. Like, it's
You're
nothing like that.
yeah.
So tell us about, like, have you done counseling? Like, what is this?
Not conventional therapy or anything like that. So my emotional intelligence had to match